right, what is going on? Mackism Effect with your boy, the real Mackism. Have a special guest here, KJ.
Kijana, KJ.
I'm glad you said it because I always pronounce your name wrong. I apologize.
Everyone does, so.
Everybody somehow pronounces my name wrong too. Even though you can think of at least 5 football players with my name.
How would you pronounce your name?
Oh, it's Devontae. But I get Devanti. Devin. I don't even know how that happened.
I get Kijana all the time.
See, but that one I could at least understand a little bit.
My name is spelled like that.
Exactly. So I would totally understand. I'd still be a little irritated, but I would understand.
That's why I got the nickname KJ.
All right, that's fair.
Do you have a nickname?
Yeah, I got a lot of nicknames. Actually, I got too many.
What's your main one?
Mac. The problem is it's actually my dad. So I only tell people that if it's just they're just struggling with my name and I'm just tired of them pronouncing it wrong. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way to handle that one. But so funny enough, so let me tell you about the real Mackism. That one actually was created by my OGs, and it's so funny because so the Mac family, they started telling us, like, you guys have this thing like the Mac logic, where it's like, you guys fully believe in something that just does not make sense, but for some odd reason, it makes sense to you guys. So I took that, and that's how I came up with real Mackism, or the way of Mackism, as more so a joke towards that.
Why doesn't this be like a Mackism, like a Devontae podcast? We could dive more deep into you and who you are, because I study psychology and I'm a therapist, so I could ask you questions about who you are. And we can just unlock a bunch of those, because I don't think a lot of people here know who you are actually, because people love talking about themselves, but we can talk about you and who you are.
Well, what do the streamers be saying? Hey, chat, I got set up right now, low-key. I did not know she was a psych major. You know what?
ASU baby. Him too.
Yeah, screw it. Let's go for it. All right. Because you did say you wanted to ask me some questions.
This will be the Devontae podcast. We're getting into depth of knowing who he is and how he came to be today. What I will ask first is, I will say, what is your favorite hobby today? What do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing, and what do you wish doing more if you had more free time? 2 different.
Essentially what we're doing right now. Not even just potting, but just making content. I mean,
you like watching content? You like?
Oh, I actually don't like watching content. I'm not going to lie to you.
You have TikTok.
I feel that, but it's more so like, kind of like how my buddy Rob that's in the background was explaining. It's more so looking at everything going on in the background, because like, okay, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. That's what I'm looking at most of the time. Or it's like, if I find something funny, I'll look at it and actually watch it. So it kind of just depends low-key. But I guess I can say I do watch content to a degree. But if we're talking like long-form content, it depends. Like, you really have to like entice me to watch it.
Do you like those, you watch a whole video and it says, come back for part 2? Or would you rather be part 1 and part 2?
Once in a while. Either or.
Would you do a video like that?
Possibly.
If you were like a content creator?
Possibly. I think it just depends, honestly.
Okay. Do you like watching movies? No, not at all.
Not too much. Honestly.
Are you more of a show person?
Yeah. I'm more like, if you want to get specific, I'm an anime person.
Yeah. Okay. when it comes to movies, do you watch what are your favorite top 4?
Top 4 movies all time?
Yeah, do you have a letterbox or no? No? You know what letterbox is?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So letterbox is a movie reviewing app, and you have your top 4, and then you review movies, and everyone can see what you're reviewing. And they go to all these film festivals and stuff, and they ask directors, actors, everyone what their top 4 is, and everyone is freaking out. They're like, "Oh, your letterbox, your letterbox."
Interesting.
Yeah, you should make a letterbox. Before you even watch a movie, if you're like scrolling on Netflix or whatever, you can look it up on Letterboxd and see what people say.
Yeah.
But what would you say your top 4 are?
Top 4 movies. Now, let me ask you this. Can they be animated?
They can be whatever that
Okay,
you want.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, they can be whatever you want them to be.
Let's see here. Top 4. Rush. And this is in no order.
No order.
Rush, the movie talking about the rivalry between James Hunt and Niki Lauda for F1. I'd probably say Avengers Endgame is there for me. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
That's 4.
The 4th one. Ooh. Dang. That is a tough one, actually. Dang. That is a tough one. I can't even think of a 4th one. Like I said, I'm not a movie guy.
Do you want to hear my top 4?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, this is from my letterbox.
Okay.
I have Me and You and Everyone We Know. It's a Miranda July indie film.
Okay.
Little Miss Sunshine. Have you ever seen it?
I've heard of it.
There's a guy in there who takes a vow of silence.
Oh.
Moonrise Kingdom, one of Wes Anderson's first films. Such a great movie. And he's coming out with a new one next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. And then my 4th one, I switch out every other week. It was just Bridge to Terabithia, but I changed it to Pretty in Pink.
Actually, I got a 4th one for it. Spirited Away.
Spirited Away is so good. Hayao Miyazaki, Studio Ghibli. Yep, such a good movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but just from what I can remember off the top of my head, love that movie.
They're doing Ghibli Fest this year, so they just played Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh, okay.
And now, here, I'll show you. We should go, actually, if you want to. I have the whole list right here. October 18th. October 18th, they're doing Spirited Away in theaters from the 18th to the 22nd.
Noted.
But yeah, they do Ghibli Fest every year. So yeah, they just did Kiki's.
Okay.
It's crazy seeing it in theaters because the movie is from 2000, right?
Yep. Man, crazy.
I'm so good on the films though because that's like my favorite.
I was like, I do remember you tell me, yeah, that's your thing.
Yes, I love going to film festivals.
Okay.
Very into film.
Okay, cool.
Are there any shows you're rewatching right now?
So, like I said, I'm mainly an anime person.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think about One Piece?
I actually refuse to watch it, and that's only because it's too
there's like
long.
thousands of
Exactly. That's why I'm
or
like,
something.
look, Naruto is already too much. I can't do another one that long. I'm sorry.
You say Naruto, not Naruto?
Yeah, I say Naruto.
There's like people who say Naruto.
It is whatever you want it to be. I do not care. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Do you like Naruto?
Oh yeah,
like
I love
food,
Naruto.
The fish cake? The little fish cake?
I've never actually had it.
You never had? Oh my god.
Just a fan of the show. Kakashi is the GOAT, by the way. Only character I've never seen duck a fade. I'm just saying. But are you a big anime person?
I watch some anime, but just very girly, like love, romance.
I like some of those.
I like Fruits Basket.
I tried to watch that one. I just could not get into it.
It's also Zodiac too. So.
Yeah, that's probably what was doing it.
Yeah. I just finished Toradora.
Oh, okay. Nice.
The girl on there, she was very angry. She was like wealthy, but she fell in love with this guy at her school, and she was very angry.
Okay.
Orion High School Club.
I have heard of it, just haven't watched it. So
I just like the girly high school love romance type ones.
Nice.
There's so many.
Have you watched Blue Box?
I've not.
That one's actually very good.
Would you recommend it?
Yes, I would.
I will definitely watch that.
Yes. Blue Box is very good. And they finally dubbed it. So
yeah.
I had to watch it all in subbed, and that was getting tough. Like,
do you prefer sub or dub?
So here's the thing. I'll watch sub because I don't like to wait, but like the dub I prefer, but also if the voice actors I don't like all voice actors in dubbed. Like Solo Leveling is a good one. I prefer to watch that one in subbed because Jin Woo's character, his voice actor in dubbed in English is terrible to me. So I just prefer to hear it in subbed. But Initial D, which is my favorite anime,
of course,
I feel like, oh yeah, it's pretty obvious. That anime is only good dubbed. I don't care what anybody has to say. Like the dub in that anime is perfect. And that's the only way I can watch it. Because I've tried to watch it in sub. It just does not hit as hard.
What do you think about Akira?
Akira, it's so funny. I was just having a great chat about Akira because the F1 movie that's coming out next month, they did like that poster that kind of resembles the Akira poster. And I was just saying, I'm like, man, I have not seen Akira in so long.
Did you rewatch it?
So they're bringing it back to IMAX, so I'm probably going to go see it.
When? I
don't know when, but I know my boy was telling me it's going to be happening sometime this year. So
for like an anniversary or for what?
I would say an anniversary. So
what anniversary would it be?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'm like, I know everything about Akira. I'm like, I did not hear about this.
So he was telling me about it. I'm like, oh, I got to go see that thing because it's been so long since I've seen Akira. Yeah, so no, Kira's cool though. I mean, I definitely think that anime is like, obviously it's one of the most groundbreaking, but on top of that too, just so many people have taken pieces from it.
Exactly.
That it's like it can't be denied. Like, but you could say that about a lot of animes. I mean, Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z.
Did you see Perfect Blue?
No.
That is one movie that you should see because it is actually pretty crazy and it makes you feel not sober.
Okay.
You can be completely sober watching it, but you're going to be freaking out the whole time thinking, didn't that just happen? I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. It's like a psychedelic type of film, but it's not at all. It just makes you feel that way. It's really good though.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people take credit for it. Like they just did Black Swan, the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that movie was inspired by Perfect Blue. It's insane. Just watch the trailer and it's gonna show you how crazy it is, but it won't even tell the storyline or anything about it. It's insane.
Okay. So, what else would you like to know?
All right. Where were you born and raised? 'Cause I know you said the West Side.
So, I was actually born in Aurora, Colorado, but I've been out here in Arizona since 1998.
How long were you out in Colorado?
Only 2 years.
So you're not adjusted to the snow. You like the heat.
I would say I'm more of a hybrid. Like I can do both. It's just my dad made me shovel snow one time, and I vowed never to do it again. No. But I mean, I can do both. It's just.
Do you ever go back there?
Yeah, occasionally. It's been at least 2 years since I've been back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that last time I went back, it had nearly been like, I want to say like 5+ years since I had been back, but it was just due to me being so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it's cool though. Definitely do love it out here in AZ though. I mean, especially how much it's grown, just the connections I've built out here, definitely helps out a lot.
It's definitely up and coming, I would say.
Oh yeah, just keeps growing more and more.
There's a lot of people from California migrating this way, and then people from Arizona migrating towards Texas. Just tax reasons, that's why.
I'm not even gonna do it. We're
not talking about politics right now.
Oh yeah. I don't talk about politics, period.
No.
No. Anyways, moving on.
Anyway, next question. What would you say was your first ever memory? What's the first thing you ever remember? Because mine was being on a school bus when I was like in Head Start. I was looking out the window. That was my first ever memory I can think of. I think I was like 4 years old or something.
Dang, that is crazy. So ironically, the studio that we're at, there's a preschool just like right here next to it. I went to that preschool for a little bit. I know, crazy. They even think about that. So yeah, that's probably like my first memory.
What were you doing?
I was just playing on the playground, honestly.
Do you remember what the playground looked like?
Not off the top of my head.
Was it like red?
It was super small, I will say that, but who knows what I was doing.
Do you have a favorite food when you were a kid compared to now? What your favorite food is?
Ironically, favorite food back then was McDonald's. Now you can't get me to even like eat McDonald's in the States specifically. Like Japan McDonald's and specifically breakfast, I'll do. But McDonald's in the States, nah, I can't do it. Now I just eat a lot of Asian cuisine. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of Asian cuisine.
Okay, so you're really into cars.
Yep.
What first got you into cars?
Initial D.
Initial D?
Yeah. I mean, like most people would think it's Fast and Furious, and I mean, like that was cool. But I will say, Initial D, I think, was the one that really did it. Specifically, Keisuke's RX-7 in the series is what really got me hooked. And it was just due to the fact of like just watching like how it would drive in the anime was just so cool to me, and just seeing it. And then ever since then, I just automatically loved RX-7s. I haven't had the chance to own one, unfortunately, but yeah, in due time.
Aren't there people who fly in those cars from overseas?
Oh yeah, so I've actually owned one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I owned a right-hand drive 300ZX. When did I own that car? It was from 2019 to late 2021 or early 2022. Because when I bought it, it had to sit out in Japan for at least one more year because it wasn't legal to bring it stateside yet.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it was cool because when I went to Japan that first time in 2020, I got to go to the lot that it was at and actually see it. And, obviously we waited that a few more months to get it stateside. And yeah, it was cool to have it. I will say though, those cars are very tough to own stateside because you're always nervous about somebody hitting you.
I would assume. Yeah, no. I remember owning a Tesla when they first came out, and it was kind of the same. I'm sorry, it was the same way because there wasn't a lot of Teslas on the road at the time.
Look, I was just gonna say this.
Stop.
No. I don't even dislike Tesla because of how everybody else feels about them. I just think they're very overrated.
Okay, I was one of the first people to have one, though.
No, I feel that, but I just think they're very overrated.
Now they are because everyone thinks they're saving the planet with them, but it's
crazy
not,
too.
It's not that way at all.
Like I said though, no politics talk. I'm not getting.
I don't have a Tesla anymore, thank God.
So you wouldn't get a Cybertruck though if you had the money?
No.
I low key would. I'm not gonna hold you.
Really?
No, it's literally just so I can beat on it. That's like the only truck you can own that you can truly beat on though.
The wheel's gonna come off. You drive over a speed bump, probably.
Hey, look, that's fine. And Elon gonna fix it.
Okay, so when you were a kid, what would you say something you feared was? Something you were scared of? Compared to now, what would your fear be now? Because mine was always just being in the dark. I always had a nightlight.
Yeah, I'd say that was mine.
But I don't know what I was scared of.
Yeah, I'd say that was mine too.
Now, I'm just scared of being killed. I don't know what you're scared of now. I'm also scared of heights.
Yeah, that's one too.
I recently went to Horseshoe Bend in the Grand Canyon.
Ooh.
There were so many people, hundreds of people there, and they were
jumping over the thing.
No, they were all tourists. There was just a bunch of Asians and French and all just random people there.
Interesting.
A bunch of tourists, and I walked up. And I looked over and my stomach sank. And I just turned back around. I was like, I can't do it. I'm scared. It's very scary. And I found out I was scared of heights.
Interesting. Yeah, I can't really think of much else that nervous of nowadays. I mean, it's just I'd say being killed. Yeah, I think that's a fear for anybody. But
some people want to be killed though. Some people are done.
I mean, hey, I somewhat can't blame them the way things is going, but
the world is slowly turning so crazy right now.
That's a question. So in this period, keep in mind, you don't even got to go deep into the political side of it.
Are we doing Native American talk or what are we doing?
Well,
being a Native American in America right now.
Sure. Let's go with that. How do you feel right now?
I feel as if everyone thinks I'm Mexican. I am not. I just have brown skin. Every single day I go out, it's always people talking Spanish to me, and I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know Spanish. And they're like, you don't know Spanish? And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry. And they're like, you're Mexican, you don't know Spanish. And I'm just like, I was like, I'm not Mexican. I don't know Spanish. I'm Native American. And they're like, what? There's a lot of people who don't know
what Native American actually is.
If they come from states that they just moved here and they just assume I'm Mexican. They don't even know the term Native American. And they're like, oh, so you're Indian. I'm like, I'm not Indian. I'm not from India. I am Native American. But you were telling me something about the Hopi having beef with someone, because I'm two big tribes out of the whole world that have beef with each other. And I'm surprised my parents even liked each other, because Apaches and Navajos do not get along at all.
Well, because my boy, I forget which tribe he was telling me about, but he was telling me how his tribe has beef with Hopi tribe. And because like they tell a story, like they tell the same story, but it's totally different depending on who tells it. And it was just so crazy to me hearing this, because I'm like, dog, I thought y'all were like the same, but y'all were just like different tribes. So this is news to me.
There's like hundreds and hundreds.
Oh, I've heard, like I was telling you, from what I've been told, I'm Cherokee, but at the end of the day, like there's no proof of it. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, Apaches and Navajos, pretty big beef. But I am considered a city native because I was born and raised in the city. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I was born and raised Mormon.
Oh, what? Yo.
Yeah, so.
Yo. Oh, now I really got questions now.
Yeah, no.
Look, I got low-key beef with Mormons.
Yeah, I'm from Salt Lake City. So.
Nah, because Utah is the one place I said I will never go.
My parents went to BYU. That's why I was born and raised there.
And see, that explains a lot now.
No.
It does.
I'm not from Phoenix. I moved here about
I'm not talking
ago.
about you, but see, like, okay, so let me ask, so your parents are Mormon?
No, they were Mormon. They're not you had to be Mormon to go by BYU. But my mom, both her parents died when she was a baby. So then she had to be put in foster care. She got adopted by these rich white people. One was a doctor and one was a lawyer. She lived a good life growing up. They sent her to BYU. They were Mormon. My dad, he comes from a Native American family that doesn't do drugs, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, like all of that. They're had like good head on their shoulders.
Okay.
So they sent him to BYU, and that's where he went to university. Met my mom. They fell in love. Whatever. Had my older sister. She's only a year older than I am. And then they had me a year later. So it was my older sister and I growing up my whole life, and we would be doing outdoor activities every single day. Growing up, we went snowboarding, skiing, jet skiing, surfing, hiking, everything outdoors you can think of. So that's why I like going. Oh, but at the time, Sundance Film Festival is right there in Park City, Utah. So back in the day, it was free. And now it costs hundreds of dollars to go to. This past year, I went in January. I think I spent like $3,500. The ticket was about $2,800, and then my Airbnb and my rental car, and
better than me. I'm not doing that.
But all the films that I saw, all the connections I've made, everything was. I've been doing it for the past over 20 years since I was a kid, so. Last year was pretty crazy because they had the 20th anniversary of Napoleon Dynamite, because the guy who made Napoleon Dynamite, he also went to BYU.
Interesting.
And I just know so much about films. Films is the one thing that I'm like, I could talk about forever crazy.
Wait, hang on. So, get back on track. Hang on. So, you were raised Mormon, or were they already out? Or was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out? More so your whole family. Was it like 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
To Latter-day Saint every Sunday, communion, everything.
Right, so Are you allowed to drink soda?
No caffeine.
Okay, see, I was just having this conversation with somebody because I'm Jehovah's Witness. So we get confused, like people get us confused with Mormons, and I'm like, no, we're not insane.
No,
like,
my mom still doesn't drink coffee. She doesn't drink. She doesn't do anything.
I mean, I don't knock that. It's just like when I see Mormons do it after I've been told they're not supposed to.
They're not supposed to.
That's where I got my beef. I'm like,
they're modern day Mormons is what they call them.
Oh,
because
okay.
back then, that's why we're always outside. We're not supposed to have media, so we never were like watching TV.
Oh, okay.
That's why we would go to the cinema. We would go to the cinema to watch movies.
Oh. Okay.
We wouldn't watch TV. We would go to the cinema.
This explains a lot now.
That's why I would always want to watch movies over shows. So
true. Okay.
And that's why I collect VHS now, because we would go to Blockbuster and rent VHS and go over to. We had a neighbor who had a projector, and it wasn't necessarily TV, but it was watching a movie on a projector.
Okay.
And we would go to the drive-in all the time, because the drive-in on like Tuesday would only be $1.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was ways around it.
Crazy.
Without actually watching physical, like the media.
So let me ask. Have you ever seen a black Mormon?
My mom, this is so funny. My mom, she had all her exes were black. And then she met my dad.
And they were Mormon.
They were all Mormon at BYU. She said she had a Tommy guy and a Polo guy, which means Polo Sport, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger. Because she was always been into fashion. Okay. And all my kid pictures, that's why I have my Polo Sport bag. I'm very big on the Polo Sport.
Okay. I'm only asking because in the Book of Mormon it says black skin is the sign of sin.
No, it's that was, I think.
So is that misconstrued?
That was back in the day, but like I said, the modern day Mormon back in the 90s when it started pushing forward, it was a whole different thing.
Because from what I was told, Mormons didn't start allowing blacks into like the 60s, 70s. From what I was told.
Yeah.
But then, of course, though, I've had maybe a few encounters with Mormons where it was like being a little racist, but I can't figure it out.
Let me ask you this question. Have you dealt with racism recently?
Well, how far are we talking? That's the question.
Let's just say the past 10 years.
No. I mean, like, when you say racism, like, are you talking like this blatant or microaggressions?
Just both, I guess, because...
I mean, I look at it like this. Microaggressions, as a black person, you're going to hear those every day. I'm just being honest. You're going to hear those every day. And whether it's on purpose or whether it's coming from somebody's ignorance, I mean, you're going to hear it. So I just live with it at the end of the day. Because, like, honestly, I'm at a point now where it's like, I've just accepted racism is going to be a thing for quite a long time.
I think that generation of, like, the old heads from the 60s are slowly dying out now.
Yeah,
but they have their kids and their grandkids that they might be the Trump supporters and stuff like that. Like, they are slowly fading out. So I'm thinking, how in the future, like when we're old, what do you think is gonna?
But I say it like this though. I personally think that the word racist or racism is actually used incorrectly at times, because like when you really trace back that word, it meant having power and using that power to suppress another demographic of race. So I tell people the correct term that most people should use is prejudice when they're referring to, oh, I don't like so-and-so because he's this race. I don't like so-and-so because he's this race, that race. So that's just my personal opinion. But at the same time, I always say, you know, I think, yes, you are right that older generation is dying off, but I feel like they've just kept it alive so much that it went to their kids and then their kids and then their kids and then the future generation.
There's one thing I did want to bring up that recently happened. The whole Clark and Reese situation and Reese pulling the racism card.
All right, what's up?
Recent game, Clark did a flagrant foul on
I remember.
Reese,
Yeah.
and she pulled the "it's because I'm black" card. What do you think?
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard anything about that. When did she say it? Like during an interview or like after the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has her.
So what was her reasoning then?
Oh, she just thinks because what do you think about Reese and Clark, first of all?
Well, for starters, I'm just gonna say it like this: stop calling Caitlin Clark the GOAT. You need to win something first before you're considered a GOAT. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If we're gonna talk about GOATs, Angel Wilson is probably the modern day GOAT. I mean, Maya Moore is the true WNBA GOAT. Let's just be honest for a quick second. If you want to go back even further, you go back to Lisa Leslie. I mean, come on now.
Because Angel said all Clark does is throw threes. That's it.
But here's the thing, though, because I'm a big basketball nerd. Like, I tell people this all the time. I will sit there and truly watch a basketball game, regardless if it's men or women. And, you know, for one, let me just say this. Shout out to this new age of women that are coming into the WNBA, because I truly feel like they're changing it and making it more exciting.
Yes.
But here's my gripe with their rivalry. And I do this for a certain reason. That's not a true rivalry, in my opinion, because they play two totally different positions. Like, it doesn't make sense.
People don't get that. People think that they all just like,
well, that's because
playing basketball.
Most people don't understand basketball.
Exactly.
Like, and that's another gripe I have, but I'll get to that in a second. But to stay on topic with those two. So the thing that I always say about Caitlin Clark is, like, she's basically the women's version of Stephen Curry in terms of just pop a three at any given second. And keep in mind, I'm not even knocking her game at all. I actually really like her game. But there's a point where I have to say, look, I would like for that to be a rivalry, but like I said, position-wise, it makes zero sense, so cut it out. And also, we clearly know who's better. Like, it's not hard to figure it out. You got one that can go out and drop 30 in any given night. You got another one that just jacks up layups and misses them on purpose just to get her own rebound. I'm just being honest. But, hey, still shout out to her, though. She did something I'd never be able to do. I can't play professional basketball, so I can't knock her that much. But in terms of her feeling some type of way, and also here's another gripe that I have. I hate that everybody blows things out of proportion. Like with that flagrant foul, for example, people only have a problem with it because they're women and they're not used to women being physical like that in sports. But me personally, I like to see it because that shows true competition in my eyes. And I'll say it like this. With Paige Becker's, this being her rookie season, I'm excited, but I'm more excited for when Juju Watkins gets into the league, because I truly feel like that's going to be the one to really change things. But as far as Angel Reese's comment, I personally don't care. Like, quite frankly, I'll tell you myself, just shut up and play. Get over it. Like, am I going to sit there and say it was a good foul? In a sense, it is. But at the same time, I'm like, you're just playing, you both are playing hard. Like, that's how I see it.
Yeah, because she did a foul right before she got fouled.
Yeah. Now, do I think it should be
It was
called?
a
Yes.
two-hand push.
Yeah, I think both should be called.
One-hand block.
Yeah, I think both should be called. But at the end of the day, it just shows competition in my eyes, and I like competition.
Clark's response after that, though, she never really responds to.
Yeah.
But that one time, I think she was pissed because.
Oh, well, I saw a clip today where some girl, like, kind of pushed her. And, like, she was.
Oh, that was today, yeah.
Yeah, and she was about to pop off on her.
Because she did push her. She should have just pushed
but
her.
I'm like, the problem is, though, like, Clark needs to understand you've been hyped up so much, you're going to have a target on your back.
They want to get rid of her.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I don't think everybody wants to get rid of her. I think you have those few that are trying to test her to see, is she really going to hold up?
Because she's so professional when it comes to responding to hate and stuff.
Yeah.
And Reese is the only one who pops off and says.
But the problem is, though,
things.
I hate this whole, like, oh, you need to be professional at all times. I'm like, we're human beings.
Lately, though, Clark has been saying, I'm not scared of you. The last one.
As she should.
Yeah, because
she's a human being. Show some emotion. You're not a robot.
I think she's getting fed up. Everyone's just getting fed up. I think it's just cute.
Like, the way I see it, it's like, yeah, if they're going to try to bully you, fight back. Like, honestly, if you got to throw a punch, I'm all for it at that point. Or push them right back. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Do you have a favorite sport? Basketball?
If we're talking like mainstream sport, yeah. But
what's your favorite sport?
I'd probably say my favorite sport is F1 right now.
F1?
Yeah.
What who would your favorite sponsor or team be?
So it's no secret I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan. And funny enough, so me and a pop were actually talking about this when I saw him last. I called he was going to Ferrari years ago, and everybody called me crazy. They were like, he's never going to leave Mercedes. I'm like, think about it. Who's the one guy that he's chasing, even though I think he's better than him? Michael Schumacher. Yes, I said it. Get over it. For the viewers, we got some people in the background, and one of them just gave me the side eye. So yeah, but anyways, yeah, but I'd probably say Ferrari is my favorite team. Sponsor wise, I don't really care about that, to be honest. Like, it's cool to see Louis Vuitton involved, but I'm like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. I just really don't. I just want to see racing. That's all I care about.
Who's your favorite basketball team?
Unfortunately, I'm a Clipper fan.
Any specific reason why?
So it mainly started off because I was a big Jamal Crawford fan when he went there, and then Lob City era was going on, and I was a big Chris Paul fan as well. So I kind of just locked in there. But overall, though, I'm just a hoop fan, so I just like basketball in general.
Football?
Football, I'm actually a Niner fan.
You don't like football?
No, I do. Yeah, I'm a Niner fan. It's just football, in a sense. Okay, this is going to be a wild take. I already know. I just don't see enough creativity in football.
Very slow pace.
Well, that, and also, too, I feel like the game doesn't evolve enough compared to, like, basketball. Because basketball, I mean, think about during the you could go probably far back to Magic Bird era. Those two were so revolutionary because they were changing the game almost every night they played. But then at the same time, you look back at that era, not every position knew how to do everything versus in today's game, a 7-foot center just averaged a triple double. So that shows me evolution. Each position has to know how to do everything. But again, this is just my opinion.
All right, summing back to childhood, what were your parents' favorite teams?
So my mom actually does not care about sports at all. She tries to talk to me about sports, but I can tell she just does not care. My dad is straight Chicago everything fan, obviously being from Chicago.
What was it? Well, okay, so do you think, well, how long have you lived here in Phoenix?
Like I said, I've been here since '98.
Your whole life?
Yeah, basically. I was 2 years old when I moved here.
You know, the Suns or Diamondbacks?
Baseball, I just don't care about. I mean, I guess I'll root for the Diamondbacks if they do well, but I don't care about baseball. Suns, honestly, what kind of drove me away from the Suns was they broke up that Nash, Stoudemire, and Marion team.
I feel like they're more kind of like I'm gonna be a dream team.
Well, plus also too, like the old owner, like just all the stuff I heard about him, like that just kind of turned me away.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy being a Clipper fan. Literally, if Donald Sterling would have still been the owner,
it depends.
I would have left. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, but Cardinals, does anybody like the Cardinals? Let's just be honest for a quick second.
I don't even. I feel
because
like.
aren't you a Raider fan?
I'm a Raider fan.
Oh, God. Well, you know how to read, right?
I'm going to say we're not going to say anything about Cardinals. We're not going to say anything about Raiders.
So you know how to read, right?
We're going to skip to the next question.
You dug in that question. I'm like, I'll just try to make sure. Most Raiders fans don't know how to read, so.
Okay, so.
Notice how she still ain't answered.
I have.
So what does it say on the scan?
Which one?
What does it say?
I'm not gonna say.
Oh my God. Oh man.
All right, traveling.
All right.
Is there anywhere you want to travel that you haven't? What's on the bucket list?
South Korea. Because technically I've been, but I didn't leave the airport, so I don't count it.
South Korea is a whole type of.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I need to see it for myself, though.
Like a movie set.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Singapore, same thing. I've been, I just didn't leave the airport. I want to go out there for the Grand Prix, so that's on the list. London, I'd love to visit at least one time. Canada as well, just because I have not had a chance to go.
I want to go to Canada too.
Thailand, just because, why not? I'll probably try to go to Africa at least one time. Just to see.
You gonna go pet a jaguar?
No, absolutely not. Are you crazy? Yourself?
My number one is Switzerland.
Oh, okay, cool.
I want to go to Switzerland. Definitely want to go to Tokyo.
Be back in 2027.
Is Tokyo worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I want to go like for a month though.
Oh, I feel that.
Just chill, go to eat ramen, sushi, cocktail bars.
Hey, I feel it.
Underground raves. Just have fun. Yeah, no. I want to go up to Washington, do the whole Twilight thing. How do you feel about Twilight? Have you seen all of them?
I have not seen a single Twilight movie.
Oh my god. Okay. What about, how do you feel about Harry Potter?
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Oh my, you don't like fantasy?
I just don't care.
Yeah.
Well, plus also too, isn't the lady that wrote Twilight racist, low key?
Found out later.
Yeah,
on.
I'm not supporting that then.
Oh no, it was Harry Potter, not Twilight.
Oh yeah, I'm still not supporting that then. Yeah. Look, like I said, they talking about this whole thing. They're black fatigued. I'm ignorant fatigued. I'm not with that.
What did you think about the Super Bowl this year?
Loved it.
Loved Kendrick's set.
Oh yeah, and then love seeing the Chiefs get beat. I can't stand them. But then also it's tough because I can't stand the Eagles either. So I'm like, I had to pick the lesser of two evils at that point.
How'd you feel about the playoffs this year?
For basketball?
Yeah.
No, it's been solid. I've really been enjoying it. Yeah, it's been some great games.
I'm a big Tatum fan.
Oh. Why?
Because I think he's cute.
Oh, God.
So I was pretty bummed about his Achilles.
Look, fam. You know what? Nah.
I'm a fan, but I'm not repping the team.
Look,
I'm just saying, I'm a fan of him.
I was about to say, like, hold on.
I'm not about Timberwolves.
Keep in mind.
I'm not about Timberwolves. I'm a Suns fan.
Why?
I am from Phoenix, and Devin Booker is cute, so.
Yes, and overrated, but okay.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I actually made a pair of pants for him one time.
Oh, interesting.
Met him at QT, which is crazy.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
No, it's just like I would not expect that meetup to happen.
I didn't either.
Interesting.
Which is crazy.
He's overrated, though. I don't care what anybody says. Like, do you think he's an elite player?
Not yet.
I don't think he ever will be, to be honest.
At the rate he's going right now, I would say, yeah, I don't know right now.
I think they need to trade him.
Yeah, where do you think? Where would he be traded to?
Oh, I don't care. I'm just trying to get as much as I can get for him at that point. If I'm Ishbia,
he always said he's gonna be Suns if he ever gets traded. He's not gonna get traded.
Oh, man, if I'm Ishbia, I'm calling everybody.
But that was the same with Luka, though.
No, that Luka trade, man. Hold on, man. Chill out. Slow down. First off. That Luka trade was strictly for ratings. Let's just get that out the way now. I know this is going to sound like a conspiracy theory. Look, what has been proven about the NBA? The ratings are high when the Lakers and the Knicks are good. It's proven. Now that LeBron has been knocked out of playoffs, ratings have been struggling a little bit, but luckily the Knicks are in playoffs still. Problem is they're now down 2-0, so.
How do you say that guy's last name? Halliburton?
Oh, Halliburton.
That was crazy that one play, the last, 3 minutes?
Yep.
That was insane.
That was a good game.
That was insane.
That was a good game. But
I remember watching reactions to it, and I was just like,
hang on. Let me finish about this Luka boy. Hang on.
It was jumping around.
Look. You can't sit here and tell me it was just coincidental that the Mavericks get this first pick in the draft lottery after they make the dumbest but biggest trade of all time. You can't convince me it's not a conspiracy at that point.
What's your conspiracy?
That Adam Silver told Nico to trade Luka to the Lakers and told him, don't worry, I got something for you.
And what was that?
That first round. First pick. Hey, like Jay-Z said, what more can I say? Okay, you can't sit here and convince me that it doesn't make total sense.
It is crazy. It's all about money.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. As long as, like, when people talk about sports aren't scripted, can you, like, for one, I tell people this all the time. If you've ever indulged in sports betting, that'll show you right there that sports are scripted.
Shout out DraftKings, our sponsor today. I'm just kidding.
That's what I was about to say. No, they are not. But if you want to, though, look, all I'm saying is, Halliburton, Pacers in 7.
Knicks in 6.
Oh, you going with the Knicks, huh? I would like to see Jalen Brunson get a ring, okay, but problem is, who's going to stop OKC? That's the question.
Damn, are these restrooms? Are you going to stop filming?
I mean, we can wrap this up if you want.
We could. This is a Devontae episode. Learned a lot about you.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I should do more of these, actually.
We did more of you mixed in with everyone else.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about myself too much, low-key.
I know, but we need to know who you are at the end of the day.
I mean, I kind of like keeping the low-key mysterious vibe, though.
We got to sprinkle a little bit of your personality
but
in there.
I like keeping the low-key, unintentional, mysterious vibe, though. That's all I'm saying.
You can get good gifts for your birthday. Because they know a little more about you.
Celebrate my birthday.
We know your birthday's his birthday's in November, by the way.
Yeah, don't give me anything. I'm just gonna hand it right back to you.
Get him Initial D on VHS.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
He's a big Initial D fan.
I don't even own a VHS.
Give him VCR too.
Definitely don't do that. That'll get donated. Anyways, though.
Get him some vintage Ferrari.
Nah, don't do that. Nah.
Do it.
Well, you want to close us out?
All right, everyone. Me and you. This was the Devontae episode. We learned a little more about him, the inside of his mind, his little childhood that he had, somewhat of what his favorites are, where he wants to go to. Wants to go to Singapore, if anyone put it in the group chat. Anyway, it's been a good time. Have a nice night. Have a nice day, whatever time it is you're listening to this. And that's it. Bye.